starts on page 344. Make sure you get your name at the top. Go ahead, press pause, do your power up. When you're done, press play, and we'll correct it together. Let's do our facts first. 81 divided by 9 is 9. 27 divided by 3 is 9. 25 divided by 5 is 5. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 45 divided by 5 is 9. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 32 divided by 4 is 8. 16 divided by 4 is 4. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 56 divided by 7 is 8. 9 divided by 1 is 9. 42 divided by 6 is 7. 14 divided by 2 is 7. 48 divided by 4 is 7. 28 divided by 4 is 7. 24 divided by 3 is 8. 40 divided by 5 is 8. 18 divided by 2 is 9. 72 divided by 8 is 9. 18 divided by 3 is 6. 54 divided by 6 is 9. 49 divided by 7 is 7. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 36 divided by 6 is 6. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 64 divided by 8 is 8. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 0 divided by 5 is 0. 24 divided by 4 is 6. 8 divided by 8 is 1. 35 divided by 5 is 7. 21 divided by 3 is 7. 20 divided by 4 is 5. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 30 divided by 5 is 6. 36 divided by 4 is 9. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 48 divided by 6 is 8. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 63 divided by 7 is 9. 56 divided by 8 is 7. A. Find the change back from $1 for items with these prices. A. 41 cents. So what would be the change back from $1? So if you had $1 and you had to subtract 41 cents from it, what change would you get back? 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 minus 4 is 5, so you get 59 cents. Now remember our shortcut way of doing this. 1 plus 9 is 10. 4 plus 5 is 9, so that would get us 59 cents. Change back from 89 cents. 9 plus 1 is 10. 8 plus 1 is 9, so you get 11 cents. C, change back from $1 from 34 cents. 3 plus 6 is 9. 4 plus 6 is 10, so you get 66 cents. And I can double check that. If I add that together, I get 100 cents or $1. D, 62 cents. Change back from $1. 6 plus 3 is 9. 2 plus 8 is 10. Remember, our tens column has to equal 9. Our ones columns have to equal 10. E, what's 50% of 18? Half of 18, or 18 divided by 2, is 9. So we get 9. F, what time is it? 30 minutes after 3:19 a.m. Well, if we're going to add 30 minutes, we'll get 3:49 a.m. And then G, Toronto was trying to guess the number of jelly beans in the small jar. She estimated that 10 jelly beans could fit in one layer along the bottom of the jar. She also estimated the jar was about 8 layers tall. What would be Toronto's estimate for the number of jelly beans? So 10 in each layer, and then there's 8 layers. So 8 times 10 is 80, so she might guess about 80 jelly beans. H, calculate, says 10 times 7. 10 times 7 is 70, plus 35. It's going to give us 105, plus 53, plus 134. Gives us 292. Then it says one way to make $1 with 7 coins is with 2 quarters and 5 dimes. Can you find three more ways to make $1 with 7 coins? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They said the first way was with 2 quarters. Sorry. 25, 25, and then 2, and then 10 dimes. Okay, it asked us to find 3 more ways. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coins, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so we found the first one. It was 2 quarters and then 5 dimes. 25, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. We need to continue to find those. Okay, so let's see what would happen if we had, let's say we used 3 quarters. So 25, 50, 75, 80, 85, 90, 100. Ooh, if I do nickels, that'll work. 80, 85. Oh, that won't work. 90, and then I'm going to have to do a dime. 25, 50, 75, 80, 85, 90, and then that dime can get me to a full dollar. We have to also consider half dollars. Remember, half dollars are 50 cents. So 50 cents, and then if I do 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, can I get 2 more coins to get me to 100? Yeah, if I use 5, 95, 100. So that would be a half dollar, 4 dimes, and 2 nickels. Then let's try if I had a half dollar. Let's try a quarter. 50, 75. 5 more would get me to 80, 85, 90, 95, a dollar. All right, so those are my 3 different ways in addition to the one that they gave us. Go ahead, flip it over. We'll get. Our new concept today is the calendar and rounding numbers to the nearest 1,000. So the calendar, one of the main things that we use is a year. And a year is the length of time it takes the Earth to travel around the sun. So a day is the length of time it takes the Earth to spin around once on its axis. Kind of like what we were talking about in reading last week. So we have this axis that the Earth is spinning on. It takes the Earth almost exactly 65 1/4 days to travel around the sun. To make the number of days, in every year, a whole year, we have 3 years in a row that have 365 days each. Okay, so 365, 365, 365. Those are all common years. Then the 4th year has 366 days. And a year with 366 days is called a leap year. All right? So a year is divided into 12 months. The month February has 28 days in the common year and 29 days in leap years. 4 months have 30 days and all the rest have 31. Now, we've got this little chant that can help us remember this. 30 days have September, April, June, and November. February has 28 alone. All the rest have 31, except in leap year when February's days are 29. We also have a decade that is 10 years, and a century is 100 years. Okay, so decade is going to be 10, century is 100. Example 1 says, how many days does December have? Well, September, April, June, and November are the ones that have 30, so all the rest have 31 days, so December's got to have 31 days. Example 2 says, according to this calendar, May 10th, 2014 is what day of the week? So this is May 2014. We're looking for May 10th. May 10th is right here. Friday, Saturday. So May 10th is a Saturday. Example 3 says the Pilgrims sailed to America and landed at Cape Cod in 1620. The colonies adopted the Declaration of Independence in 1776. Write a later minus earlier equals difference equation to solve it to find the number of years between those two historic events. So later minus earlier. So 1776 minus 1620. 6 minus 0 is 6. 7 minus 2 is 5. 7 minus 6 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. So 156 years is the difference. Example 4 then says 7,836 tickets were sold for the first professional indoor soccer game of the season. Round that to the nearest 1,000. So 7,836. We got to underline our thousands place. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. 7 looks next door at the 8. 0 through 4 don't get no more. 5 through 9 go up one time. 7 looks at the 8. The 8 says go up one time. So the 7 goes up to an 8. And we round it to 8,000. Example 5 says a special exhibit at a museum was seen by 34,186 visitors. To the nearest 1,000, how many visitors saw the exhibit? Underline our thousands place. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. Thousands is going to look at the 1. 1 says don't get no more. So we're going to stay at 4,000. So we get 34,000. Example 6 says round 5,486 to the nearest 1,000, to the nearest 100, and to the nearest 10. 5,486 to the nearest 1,000. 5 looks at the 4. The 4 says don't get no more, so we round this to 5,000. Next one says do it to the nearest 100. 5,486 to the nearest 100. 4 looks at the 8. The 8 says go up one time, so that 4 is going to go up to a 5, and the rest turn to 0 after that. And then to the nearest 10, the 8's in the 10's place. 8 looks at the 6. 6 says go up one time. So we keep the 5, keep the 4. 8 goes up to a 9. And then the rest turn to zeros. Okay, so this is rounded to the nearest 100. Sorry, nearest 1,000, nearest 100, and nearest 10. Let's look at that lesson practice. A says how many days are in a leap year? Leap year is one more, so we get 366 days. B says, according to the calendar in example 2, what is the date of the 4th Friday of the month? So example 2, calendar, 4th Friday. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. So it's the 23rd, May 23rd, 2014. May 23rd, comma, 2014. C. How many years were there from 1918 to 1943? Use later minus earlier equals difference. So my later is 1943. My earlier is 1918, so I can subtract. 3 minus 8, can't do that. Cross out the 4, make it a 3, change it to 13. 13 minus 8 is 5. 3 minus 1 is 2. And 9 minus 9 is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. So we get 25 years. D, a century is how many decades? Well, a century equals 100 years. A decade equals 10. So how many tens are in 100? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. We've got 10 decades in a century. E through J, we're rounding each number to the nearest 1,000. 6,746, nearest 1,000. 6 looks at the 7. 7 says go up one time. So we get 7,000. F, 5,280, nearest 1,000. 5 looks at the 2. 2 says 2 says stay the same, so we stay at 5,000. G, 12,327. 2 looks at the 3, right? Because that 2's in the thousands place. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. 3 says don't get no more, so we stay at 12,000. H, 21,694. Ones, tens, hundred, thousands. 1 looks at the 6. 6 says go up 1 time. We get 22,000. I says 9,870. 9 looks at the 8. 8 says go up 1 time, so 9 goes up to 10, and we get 10,000. J, 27,462. 7 looks at the 4. 4 says just stay the same, so we stay at 27,000. K says round this number to the nearest 1,000, 100, and 10. So 6 looks at the 4. 4 says don't get no more, so we stay at 6,000. 4 looks at the 7. 7 says go up 1 time, so the 4 goes up to a 5. Sorry. 7 looks at the 2. The 2 says don't get no more, so the 7 stays the same. The last one turns to a 0. All right, sounds good. Let's do a couple of those problems together. Start with getting your name at the top of your paper. Number 3 says write and solve a subtraction equation to find the number of years from 1921 to 1938. Do later minus earlier. Eight minus 1 is 7. 3 minus 2 is 1. 9 minus 9 is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. So we get 17 years. Do number 6. Number 6 says round 5,236 to the nearest 1,000. Round 6,929 to the nearest 1,000. Then add the numbers. So 5 looks at the 2. The 2 says don't get no more. 6 looks at the 9. The 9 says go up 1 time, so we go up to 7,000. When we add those, we get 12,000. Then number 9. Number 9 says what number is the arrow pointing to? Write the number 2 different ways. So we've got 0, -1, -2, but we're in between those. So we've got 2 spaces, so this must be halves. 0, 1/2, 0, -1/2, -1, -1 and 1/2. Right, -1 and 1/2. Now remember, 1/2 is the same as 5/10, so we could write it -1.5. That's 2 different ways to write it. Excellent. Go ahead and flip it over. We've got 26, 28, and 29. 26 says which line segment is the diameter of the circle? So if I look at this, diameter all the way across would be RT. So I'm going to name that RT. That's A. And then B says name 2 intersecting segments. So RT hits SM, right? RT, SM. (28) says what fraction of the large square is shaded? Well, here we've got this represents 100, right? And we only have 1 that's not shaded. So what's 1 less than 100? 99. So we're going to do 99 over 100 for A. B, if we write it as a decimal, that would be 0.99. And C, as a percent, it'd be 99%. Last one, 29, says write a rule that describes the relationship of the table. So we've got number of ones, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Number of tens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, you got to multiply the number of tens, right? Number of $10 times 10 is going to get you the number of $1 bills. Okay, so you could write number of $10 bills times 10 equals the number of $1 bills. Go right C box for that one. Excellent. Good luck on the rest of your problems. Make sure you ask about any more at Zoom.